Hey everybody, we're coming to you from the International Quilt Festival in Houston, Texas, and today I get to visit with Kathy Doughty, and Kathy is from, get this, Sydney, Australia.
It's a long way, yeah.
Right. Now, I guess you kind of got imported there because you're born in America?
I was born in America. I met an Australian on the ski slopes in Colorado.
Go Colorado!
Yeah, the rest is history.
And there you are in Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but I love your quilts. I'm sitting here looking at this and we're setting up, and I'm going, gosh, texture, pattern, color. And I'm wondering, is that what you're all about?
That's totally what I'm all about. Pattern on pattern on pattern. And what I really like is, I grew up in Amish country, but didn't start quilting until I moved to Australia.
I don't see much of an influence of the Amish country other than the patterns, the actual block patterns that I see in some of your quilts.
I'm highly motivated in my quilting by tradition, but I really want my quilts to reflect the now. So I have noticed over the last 15 years since I started Material Obsession, which is my shop in Australia.
Material Obsession.
Yep, we've all got it. And what's happened is when we first opened up and we were using bright, colorful fabrics, people were like, ooh, no one will ever want to use those. But now, this is the norm. Everybody wants to play with color.
Wants bright colors and bright
fabrics. We're used to it now.
But you not only infuse the color, but it's all of these textured, large prints, plaids, all of that. Tell me about that.
Well, for me, I really like to go all the way to the extreme. So when I'm teaching workshops or writing my books or working in the shop, I like to show people how far they can go, but then also let them know where their step-in process is. So if you're a beginner and you want to learn how to do something simple, well, I've got your gig there. But if you've been quilting for a long time and you've got a huge traditional stash, I can show you how to update that with a few inserts from contemporary designers that will make your quilts look really now, so that you're not wasting what you've accumulated.
Absolutely.
And maintaining that thrifty aspect of being a quilter.
I love that. And because you're so diverse, you're able to kind of target the beginner and the experience, because you've got something to bring to the table for all of them. If I was on the airplane right now and I don't know you and I'm not in the quilting industry and I go, hi, what's your name? It's Kathy Doughty, right? Tell me about yourself. What do you bring to the quilting world? How diverse is it? You said you're a shop owner. Are you a fabric designer?
Yeah, well, it all stems back to being a shop owner. I started the shop in 2003. And I'm actually a very engaged shop owner. I love working with my customers. So every single day I gain experience in where people's limits are and what they're afraid of, what they want to use, what they don't want to use, and how we can gently move them through into something else. So the shop owner stems all my experience, and from there I write books that put into language. I have a little bit of a story about every one of my quilts in my book, so that if you want to make something, you can understand where I started and where I'm going, and you can plant yourself in my footsteps. So I say, this is why I picked my fabrics, this is the tool that I use, this is the direction that we're going. And all of this is to guide people out of themselves and into a broader landscape.
What a wonderful opportunity for people in your area to have a quilt shop owner that's that invested in their customer.
Absolutely. I hear when I come over here that our shop is unusual, but I think it's the model for shops going forward, because we've got a very strong worldwide online presence. We ship all over the world every day. We have, no one in my shop just cuts fabric. Everybody's got a designer level of understanding of fabric. So if you come in with a project, you get the answer that you want. And we're just really forward thinking.
Yeah, that's fabulous. This quilt that's on table in front of us, there's a story behind it. Tell me about this.
So I've just released a line with Free Spirit that's shipping in February called Horizons.
It'll be February of 2018 if you're watching this.
February of 2018. And so what I did was looked at the landscape that surrounded me, because I'm very much stimulated by the colors of the earth there and the pace that we go at and the way that you have these nice neutrals with flashes of bright color. So I did a little bit of broderie purse and a little bit of applique, a little bit of paper piecing. These are little paper templates that you can get, and they're available in the USA. But the narrative is, I'm very much interested in how women have always told stories with their quilts. So this one's called They Came by Boat, and it's sort of a little reference to, there are a lot of people migrating around the world without homes, and I think we all have to remember that we were once migrants on ships too.
Yeah, we did. We were on ships and we had to get somewhere.
I've got my little boats, which my friend Kath calls ships with mustaches, but they're actually boats
little
traveling
ocean
across
waves,
the sea.
yeah, across
and I've
the
picked up the
sea.
boab trees and wind power and just a few symbols that I could think of, and some of the wildlife from Australia. So it's reflective of Australia, but not too kitsch.
I notice a ton of handwork in this.
Well, I would hand quilt everything if I had time for that, but I'm pretty busy with my teaching and writing and whatever. So I pick one or two things to hand quilt a year, and I use an organic stitch method where I use a purl 8, so I can do bigger stitches and a little bit more random. So this is my evening yoga. And it helps me to recenter myself and bring me back into my own thoughts. And
what have you got hiding over there?
well, this is just a little project by one of my designers in my shop named Wendy Williams, and she just did these little, we call them zip it and seed kits, but I like the way that it really showcased one of the other colorways in my fabric with the bird. Yeah, so that's really handy. I put all my stuff in that. And you were talking about the plaids before, and this was a quilt that I did with Denise Schmidt in a workshop in my shop, so we also bring international tutors to Australia. And I find that people are really interested in this because there's lots of print with the plaids, and they always say to me, "Oh, I never would have thought of that, but I like it."
Yeah, the print with the plaid is really, really a fun thing.
Yeah, it's different.
I love this. So you've got 2 books over here, and tell me where people can find you online.
Well, I'm really readily accessible at Material Obsession. I have a very active Instagram account where I not only talk about myself, but I talk about all the people that I work with, so that's really fun as well. So yeah, they're available at Instagram, but these are published by C&T Publishing in Australia, so they're available in America, so they're available in all good quilt shops. They're on Amazon, online, anywhere you want them. So Adding Layers was before Mixing Quilt Elements, so this is my most recent.
Okay. I'm guessing you don't have much time to travel and teach, but do you?
Oh no, I come to the States 2 or 3 times a year to teach, and usually do about 20 different venues each trip.
Gosh. So guys, here's another fabulous teacher, and when she's in the States, I'm sure your schedule's quite full, but you know what? You don't get somebody unless you ask. Really? Isn't that the way it works? Because I don't go where I'm not invited.
Yeah, well, I sometimes ask to be invited. I'm
well,
really passionate
you know
about teaching.
Yeah,
I want to go there.
So everyone, thank you so much, Kathy Doughty from Sydney, Australia, and to see all this wonderful color, texture, and all your enthusiasm. I love that. And I hope you've enjoyed meeting Kathy. And Kathy, we got to see you on the Quilt Show someday.
Yeah.
No doubt we will.
Thanks very much. Nice to meet you too.
You're welcome.